Liam, a couple of weeks without a game. I imagine massive frustration when it came to the Fleetwood one, and then last week was relatively early in the diary, wasn't it?
Yeah, like you said, frustrating to go up there and have it called off. And when we're on the run we were on, I think it's just nice to keep playing games. But again, we'll see tomorrow if it's a good thing or a bad thing that we've had a couple of weeks off. But as players, we just want to play games, and yeah, it's been frustrating. You
mentioned there it came at the wrong time, didn't it? Really, when you've got a good winning streak behind you, you just want to play probably every day.
Yeah, you're in that momentum of playing and winning, and yeah, you just want to keep the games coming. But yeah, it's been a nice break, I guess. We've had time on the training pitch, which probably the gaffer hasn't had as much of since he's been here. But yeah, we've had time to work, and I think everyone is just buzzing for tomorrow.
I mentioned to him that it's kind of like a mini pre-season, a bit of an unexpected break in the season just before this busy Christmas period. Do you think that'll help?
Yeah, I guess so. Obviously, we've got some really good work in this past 2 weeks, and like you said, with the Christmas period coming up with so many games, I guess for a manager it's nice to have sort of 2 full weeks on the training pitch, because we won't get that really. I think there's probably a game every couple of days coming up to Christmas. So for him it's been nice, and for us to get sort of a different type of work in terms of like from the fitness side, and probably bigger spaces and bigger sessions, longer sessions that we've been able to get in. But it's been enjoyable, and yeah, everyone's looking forward to tomorrow.
When we last spoke, it was not long after Scott had come in, and you said, you were familiar with him, you're familiar with his methods. Have you been able to be one of those guys that sort of helps out the rest of the team as he's implementing these processes?
Yeah, obviously, having worked under him for a year, I sort of knew what to do, and if I can help in terms of on the pitch, because there's times where the gaffer can't get his ideas across or whatever, and I think me, Loz, will try and do that. But I think we've got really good leaders. I think Gilbs is sort of the main one on the pitch, and he's been first class with it all. But we've got a lot of experience on the pitch when we play, boys that have played at a really good level, boys that understand football in their sort of own way. So like Joe White understands football, TC understands football. So we've got a lot of lads that can sort of do it without the gaffer if we don't have the gaffer, and I think that's been a really good thing.
How is morale at the minute? It must be pretty good.
Yeah, the change room's really, really close-knit. Results obviously help that, but yeah, I think all the boys are getting along, and I think that shows in results. We're a really close-knit group, and yeah, that comes from the boys that were here last year that have made everyone feel welcome, and I'm sure everyone that signed this summer will say that, so full credit to them lads. And yeah, I think everyone's really coming along nicely.
And it's a competitive squad as well, isn't it? Sometimes the starting 11 is sort of set in stone for some squads, but at the minute it feels like there's an awful lot of people who you can chop and change, and you don't really see a massive change in the quality.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's sort of gives the manager a headache, and as players, I think it's a good thing, because you have to go into every training session, every match, having to be the best you can be. For the likes of me and Loz, even though we played with him last year, I think we know that we can't just, because it's the gaff we had last year, we know that we're going to play. I think we have to work as much as anyone else, especially in midfield. I think the competition has been really good, probably one of the best I've had in terms of the quality in that area. Joe White, Kane have played the last few games and been unbelievable. TC, MJ, me. Then you've got the boys that can play higher up, Gilbs, Tommy Lee, Werney. I think the competition's so good, and it's helped us, and yeah, it's only a good thing for the whole football club really, because if someone can't play, another one goes in and the quality stays the same. So I think as a squad, yeah, it's been really good and will only help us long run.
And we saw that, didn't we, when you missed out on a couple of games through injury. Everything all right now? You're not feeling anything?
Yeah, fully back now. So yeah, it was frustrating to miss a couple, but again, it shows that the quality we have. Kane and Joe White played in there, so Whitey played in there and hadn't played there before, sort of thing, and I think he showed his quality, and we're sort of lucky to have someone like that on loan. And Kane as well sort of got his first start, and he just took it like he's played 100 games there. And yeah, for me, it was obviously something that I was sort of excited to see, because it's nice to see it when it goes well. But again, I had to work hard and try and get back in the team, and yeah, it's been good.
How have you found it since Scott came in on a personal level? I think we're now starting to see a little bit more of what you're about.
Yeah, it's been good. I've enjoyed it. Obviously, the squad we have here differs to what we had last year, and probably a little bit of a different role because we haven't got that sort of defensive midfielder that we had last year. But again, it's sort of something that I'm happy to do however the team needs me to play. I don't mind playing, and yeah, whether it's similar to last year or a little bit different, I'm just happy to play however the gaffer wants me to play. So yeah, it's been good. And
do you feel like you're beginning to impact games a little bit more than perhaps you were at the start of the season as well?
Yeah, obviously it's sort of a little bit of a different way of playing. But again, it helps when I've got the likes of Gibbs, Whitey, Kane next to me. It makes my life easier playing with the sort of the quality that we have. So yeah, however I can help, and yeah, when we're winning games, however I can help.
Chesterfield then, a team that been a little bit up and down of late, but I mean they're coming up with massive momentum, aren't they?
Yeah, a massive club in Chesterfield, and one that we're probably going to be favourites to be up there. So yeah, it's a game that is massive. Two teams that will probably likely be up there at the end of the season. So it'll be an enjoyable one, because we know sort of how big it will be when you sort of know the teams up there and you play against them. It's always nice to win because it gives you that confidence as well. And yeah, we're going into it full of confidence, and yeah, so will they. So it'll be a good game. And
Scott's just said it's probably the biggest test since he took over.
Yeah, 100%. I think they're a team that like to dominate the ball as well. A really, really good squad. A really good manager who's managed a lot higher. So yeah, we know, like you said, probably one of the toughest tests we're going to face so far. But again, really enjoyable occasion. I think it'll be two really good teams, and they're the games you want to play in. Teams that will be up there by the end of the season, and yeah, it'll be really, really good.
Do you think those are the sorts of games as well that suit this style of play? You know, we've seen some teams who want to set up and stop you from doing what you're doing, but when you've got a team that wants to come and play, maybe opens things up a little bit more for you.
Yeah, but I guess that's League Two, right? I think with the way we have to play, we have to find a way of playing against any team that sets up. But yeah, I think the gaffer and the staff are really, really good on that. We sort of go into every game knowing how a team will set up against us and try and find solutions. So yeah, it'll be another good game to try and find solutions against Chesterfield, and yeah, just really good game.
Nice one.